let me start quickly by establishing what the process in Parliament is. I have seen a lot of neutrals, NDC party people angry at the minority in Parliament and say that the minority is all talk and no action, and say that despite our press conferences and all the things we said that we were not happy with in the budget, we have proceeded to approve the budget. All right. Budget approval is a three-phased approach or three-phased process. The first process is what you call the budget that was read, the principles of the budget. Now, last year, we rejected even the principles of the budget. But this year, we have not rejected the principles of the budget. Why? You've got things in the budget that we agree with, like the payment of salaries to Ghanaians. It's something we agree with. It's something we believe that government must pay Ghanaians who work. And so we weigh all the pros and cons. The second stage is the policy stage, which is going to happen during the estimates review and then the corresponding legislations that have to come. We have stated clearly, and yesterday if you listen to the minority leader, Haruna Idrisu, the Honorable, he made it clear that there are cardinal policy initiatives that this government is introducing in the budget that we disagree with. We will fight those policies and take it to its last consequential conclusion. Even if it means having a vote, a secret ballot on it, we will do it on the floor. Then the third stage is appropriations. Now, one thing we must bear in mind is Parliament has the power to cut, but doesn't have the power to allocate. So we've identified 4 areas. So yes, when they say budget has been passed, the principles have been passed, but the policies have not been passed. One of the policies we're going to critically oppose is the introduction of 2.5% VAT. It is non-negotiable, and it shows you that President Akufo-Addo has no morals. Because if the president had any morals, he would be the last person increasing VAT after he saw and oversaw the death of Ahunu Honga and 3 others in 1995 in his Kumpreku demonstration. He's increased VAT previously by 2%, done the realignment, made the calculation different with the NHIL, COVID, and then VAT separated and get fund. So on the 2.5%, don't forget, the fact that the budget has been approved doesn't mean that the 2.5% kicks in. A VAT amendment bill, must be brought to Parliament for Parliament to approve that bill before the VAT 2.5% increase can work. It is at that stage that the minority will make it clear to government, like we have done in the debate, that we don't support it, we will oppose it, and carry it all the way to a vote. So Ghanaians must understand the processes of Parliament. Parliament is procedural. Again, we say the increase in personal income tax to 35%. Eric has traveled quite well across the world. Show me one country in the world where individuals pay more taxes than companies. Corporate tax in Ghana is 20-25%. Yet you've taken personal income tax to 35%. How criminally minded can you be? How wicked can you be? So individuals will be paying more taxes than governments. This is the intelligence of the men that the NPP claims to have. Then another critical issue that we have said we will look at is the reintroduction of road tolls. When you were taking off the road tolls, we warned you and told you don't do it. What did we see? They just went 72 million. Throw it away, we don't need that money. Oh, E-levy will cover it. They took it out. Now you are bringing back road tolls. When we warned you, you didn't listen. Today, look at the mess. Someone must be answering questions for the poor policy decision making of this government. E-levy, Kwesi. Eric is an IT person, professional. He agrees with me that what the government has done with e-levy was shambolic. They didn't consult some of the people like him who know what it is. You took square pegs and put them in round holes. They woke up and projected they will make 6.9 billion in a year. Because I told you that if government made even 1 billion in a year, I would never speak again. I said it on this platform.
I remember.
They are struggling to make 500 million. Even tithes, 10%, zakat, 10% of the 6.9 billion, they've not been able to make. They are struggling to make 500 million. And so, like I keep saying, if you send a child to school and the child comes back with 9% as his performance, will you pay school fees again, or you send that child to go and learn a trade? This government e-levy is an exam they wrote. They have scored 9%. When we were talking, they won't listen. And now they've come back again with another very silly approach. It is no. You see, when you were going, I kept very quiet. You have pen and paper. You have pen and paper.
You shouldn't allow him to go on.
You have pen and paper.
You write them. I'll obviously come back to
it. It is unthinkable that after failing 9%, you are coming again to receipt and you are even going to score less. Now you say you are dropping from 1.5% to 1%, but you are taking off the threshold. Look, and Haruna tried to explain this to them yesterday on the floor. You see, you know what? You know who has gotten money from e-levy? The telcos, MTN, which is a significant market player. Let me explain why. Previously, even if you were sending 10,000 Ghana cedis, how much was the charge? 10 cedis. There was a cap. They didn't charge, the Momo agents didn't charge more than 10 cedis for any amount. Good. Now, that 10 cedis, you have taken off that cap there. And now you say they should charge 1.5% on every amount. So previously, MTN was making 10 cedis for, if Eric was sending me 10,000, they will make 10 cedis from it, share that 10 cedis between themselves, corporate tax, and the vendor. Now you say they should charge 1.5. So on that 10,000, they are charging 150 Ghana. 150 Ghana as your 1.5 for you. But then they too, they are making profit on it because now they are no longer capped at 10 cedis. So that extra 140 Ghana that you are making the ordinary citizen pay is not coming to you as government. So what have you done? Today, and when they were doing it last year, you said some. You came and sat here and said, oh, we care for the poor. So we have done a threshold of 100 Ghana cedis. Anybody who can do more than 100 cedis a day means you are doing 3,000. So it means you are not rich. You are not poor, you are rich. Eslawusu's language. Today, there are no longer poor people in Ghana. Even though they've given all of us Sakura haircut, nobody's poor again. Because now they claim that there is no need for a threshold. You see, we'll fight that e-levy. We'll fight it today, we'll fight it tomorrow, as we've always fought. And I can assure them of one thing, this time we're not working out on anything, no. We'll stay in the chamber there.
And debate.
And debate it, and vote on it, and win the vote. At least our 136 there, we will get it. If they can get their numbers, that's their business. But our 136, we will get it. But you see, the fourth one, and I'm giving you the policy issues that the NDC is going to challenge and fight. Because don't forget, the e-levy again will come back with an amendment bill. We will fight it. Then, when it comes to the Ministry of Tourism, now we are being told that the cathedral is under the Ministry of Tourism and they are allocating 80 million Ghana cedis to it. 80 million. Ministry of Tourism. Are you of the people who say Ghana is a secular state and we are not a religious state? I have always held the view that we are multi-pluralistic, or we are religiously pluralistic states. But people say we are secular, and so the church, the state has nothing to do. To my fathers in the Lord, the purpose of the land, the spiritual apostolic fathers. When we told you, you didn't listen. You said we didn't know, because we told you this government was lying to you and using the faces of pastors to cover the stealing at the cathedral. Now, when you put the cathedral project under the Ministry of Tourism, it is a state project. Did they not tell us that the cathedral was going to be the church's own and not the state? Now they put it under Ministry of Tourism. So now, what's the name of your Minister for Tourism? Ibrahim. Honorable Ibrahim, right? Mm-hmm. He's a Muslim, right? Mm-hmm. But he's going to be the chief priest for the church, the presiding bishop, because he's the minister responsible for the cathedral. So, where does the church sit in now? When they withdrew over 300 million Ghana cedis, the trustees of the cathedral did not know that money has been withdrawn and spent. The trustees of the cathedral are unaware that while they have put their face on billboards as the face of the cathedral, David Ajayi has been paid over 100 million Ghana cedis for digging a hole in the ground. Then they carry the faces of the archbishops and the bishops and the men of God, reverend ministers, and paste it there and say they are building for God. Are you building for God or are you stealing from God? Ananias and Sapphira saw working in government, using the name of God to steal from the taxpayer. How you can explain to me that now the government of Ghana is involved in building churches and owning a church? So now that is going to be Church of Ghana or Church of Government of Ghana? I don't understand. How do you put the building of a cathedral under a ministry?
When it is done, the building becomes a state property. You don't agree to that one?
They told us it was a private promise. It was a private pledge from the president, and that it was going to be under the control of the church. That is what they told the apostolic fathers that got them to agree to be on the board of trustees. They lied to men of God. There are people you don't lie to. You don't lie to your lawyer. You don't lie to your doctor. You don't lie to your pastor. This government lies to. They lie to doctors, they lie to lawyers, and now they're also lying to pastors. This government, that's who they are. They have lied.
I'm saying that as a member of parliament,
yes,
you know that when the property is completed, it becomes a state property.
How would it have? That is not what we were told. We were told that it was going to be built with the contribution of churches. So it was going to be run by a board of trustees.
Well-meaning Ghanaians who want
yes,
to
so it would not have been a state property. It would have been run by a trustee. The trustees, the board of trustees. That's why a board of trustees was set up. It is not state. From the onset, we were told, in fact, Ken Ofori-Atta came wearing white and quoting the Bible and telling us in parliament that there will be no state contribution to it.
But he came back to say that government...
He came back to tell us that he's a liar. You get it? Look, let's be clear.
Anyway.
This debt exchange program is another thing we will oppose. And I'm happy. Groups are beginning to speak out. Because show me any individual who goes and buys government bond as an individual. No, you buy through firms, through institutions. So when you come and say that no individual will suffer anything, but institutions will get haircut. Why? The institutions, when they get a haircut, are they not holding the money in trust for? Are they not getting the haircut in trust for people? So, I mean, they think we are not intelligent. But you see, I am not surprised though. I have always maintained that Ken Ofori-Atta's performance as finance minister is to the best of his ability. This is what he knows. Because even his own private enterprise, Data Bank, just go and look at the viability of Data Bank in 2008, before he came in 2016, before he came into government as finance minister, and go and see the distressed position of Data Bank. Go and see how healthy it was. And then you realize that if he could do that to his own private business, how much more the taxpayer pays? But we were told we have the men. You see, look, again, we will stand with labor.
You have 2 minutes.
This is the first time in the history of Ghana that minimum wage cannot buy you a loaf of bread. Minimum wage can only buy you half a loaf of bread. So if you want to buy 1 loaf of pan, bread, blodo, you need to work for 2 days.
Minimum wage can be able to buy you a loaf.
It's not true.
What type of bread are you talking
Minimum wage is 14 cedis, 80 pesos. That's the minimum wage today.
You can get a loaf of bread for 10 or 15 Ghana cedis.
Why? You've been stealing from a bakery, or you've been buying from someone who steals from a bakery. The cheapest loaf of bread on the market today is 15 cedis. That's the cheapest, and that is not even wider than this. A standard loaf of bread, if you are buying beef Foster and those things, is around 25 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, so if you talk about beef Foster, obviously.
No, but even if you are buying A1 and C, how much is A1? How much is A1?
10 cedis.
It's not true.
There are sizes.
It's not true. Why? If you have, that's why I said you can only buy you half a loaf
from the roadside.
Kwesi,
you buy like I buy from the roadside.
I buy bread from, yes, I buy bread.
A1.
Kwesi,
so somebody should check for us and put it on for us.
Check A1 and check hot oven in Afenya, which is my constituency. I buy bread.
I buy hot oven too.
I buy from Bread Boutique. I buy from Bread Boutique. Their cheapest loaf of bread is currently 15 cedis. The butter bread and marble bread, which I used to buy at the beginning of this year at 8 cedis, is currently selling at 20 Ghana cedis. I bought 2 days ago.
Okay.
8 cedis to 20 cedis.
Okay.
Bread Boutique. You can go and check anywhere. I'm saying to you that, and I'm saying to you, yes, I'm wrapping up.
Let me come to it.
It is only under this government that your minimum wage cannot buy you a loaf of bread. But they say minimum wage, the people should not complain. They'll give them 18% increase. Kwesi, everywhere in the world, when you are giving salary adjustment, you match it to inflation. Because the salary adjustment is supposed to enable the worker survive the cost of inflation. Inflation today is what? Almost over 40%, about 44%. And you are offering 18%. Forgetting about and that's just inflation. What about depreciation? So you see, you have a government that is not just insensitive, that is not just stealing, but is downright wicked. Wicked. When the Bible spoke about principalities and powers and wickedness in high places, it was referring to our current government. Principality, president, power, vice president, head of economic management team. Wickedness in high places, finance minister. Killing Ghanaians.
Eric, let me come to you.
But wait, no, when you say if we personalize, did we not personalize the ballot on the ballot paper? Was it not an individual and person you voted for?